All right, so Node.js is an event-based system, and that's actually, it has this event loop that just constantly listens for events. So it's important that while this event loop is going on, that you can fire other events that could be listening for certain actions to be taken and things like that. So let's get rid of this old project that we have within our index.js, and we're going to look at how do we actually create an event. So the first thing we do is we're going to say variable event equals new event emitter. All right, and then let's go ahead and console.log event. Now, another thing I want to show you, which is really cool from within Node.js, or at least if you're using Visual Studio Code, if I click on this little debug icon, I can actually give this, if I click the play button, you have to allow access here, but we're going to go ahead and actually have right, so event emitter is not defined. That's actually because we need to require it from within our project. So this is where we actually load another module, which is called events. So let's go ahead and do that now. We're going to say event var event emitter equals require events dot event emitter. And really, you could even say, we could even say event and just require events. We'll even call it events. That's a better way. And then now we can say event equals new events dot event emitter. All right, so let's go ahead and execute our project here. So we can click this restart. And now if we go and you can see what has been outputted, we have this event emitter object, which is from the built-in events object. Now what's different between this and the request object is that events is actually a part of the core Node.js library for event handling. So if you ever had to do your own events, you can reference that directly. So just like we did there. So now let's go ahead and look at how we can actually create an event here. So all right, so now to use this new event object that we have, we're going to say event.on. We're actually adding something that says, hey, I'm listening for this to actually occur. So what we have is if start occurs, like if an event is fired off that says, hey, start, then we're actually going to start some sort of project. Right now, we're just going to simply log process started. All right, so now we have this event on. Well, how do you fire that event? Well, in order to do that, you actually take your event object, and you're going to say event.emit, and this is actually how you're actually saying, hey, fire off that start event. And this is going to be listening for it and says, hey, if I get fired, then I'm going to go ahead and fire this. So let's go ahead and run the program. And you can see process started. So let's go ahead and take a look at the order that this gets executed in. So we're going to stop here, and I'm going to debug it. And now with these breakpoints, you can see that the first thing that gets hit is the event. And it says, hey, start the event. And if I execute it, now you can see that we're inside this block here. So this thing is listening for it. Now, one of the important things to note is that in order for this event to be found, the event has to be defined before you actually emit it. Otherwise, it's not going to know what to do. And Node.js will actually fail silently. It won't even care. So like in this case, it says, hey, fire the start emit before this was ever defined. So the problem is that code is read like a book, top to bottom, left to right, which is, I know books are different in different cultures, but for the English, language, it's top down, left to right, and if this gets executed, it's not going to know anything about this because it never got it, never got there. So let's go ahead and take a look. You can see it's never fired, never gets called. So that is important, obviously, that if you're firing events and listening for events, that the events that you're firing have been already declared before you go to fire them. So keep that in mind.